Greetings, my name is Nick. I am the son of Morganna, also known as Morganna Roberts, Morganna Cottrell, the Kissing Bandit, Baseball's Kissing Bandit, the Wild One, etc. Chances are you didn't know she had a son, and you cannot be faulted for that. That is due to two factors. One, the garbage pseudo journalism presented by many on the internet and in print, saying the truth of Morganna and she doesn't have any children and all these sort of things over the years. And also my silence due to my loyalty to my mother throughout my life. But I would urge you, please, to just Google Morganna's son, Morganna apostrophe S-S-O-N, and the first entry that you find should be a Google Sites page that I created in 2018, and you will see that I in fact do exist. And I won't go too much more into that because really that's a big part of the two videos here. One is busting myths about Morganna. I think you're going to find that really interesting generally. In about 2010, I had told my mother in a phone conversation that I found her movies Muddy Mama and Riverboat Mama. That's right, they changed the title. Riverboat Mama and Indian Raid Indian Maid. It was originally Muddy Mama. But I found them on the internet, and she gave me a really hard time. Why are you looking me up on the internet? Why are you looking me up on the internet? And I had the feeling then, and I still do, it's because she knew that so much of the information that was presented about her was not true and incorrect and falsehoods to her advantage. But I knew what was up there. I already knew that. So I think that that had a lot to do with it. I think now that I'm presenting these videos, she's probably going to be telling a lot of other people, possibly near and dear to her, to not look at the internet because we're really going to bust some myths. There is a lot in the second video, what it's like to be the child of Morganna, that I think that you will find very informative and interesting. I think this is all that I plan on presenting. There's a lot more that I could, but I'm satisfied with this. As I said in the videos, I have a seething disdain for the pseudo-journalists over the years who have copy and pasted and plagiarized and just made up information, like the truth of Morganna, and she was born Morganna Roberts and her mother is Jane Roberts, etc. That's one example, and I'll certainly have more in the first video, Busting Myths. And I'm presenting all of this for free. I'm not gaining any advantage. There's no money. I could have many times over the years. I certainly could have presented this information, and it would have been lucrative. But as I've explained, I've been very loyal to my mother, to no avail, pearls before swine. But a lot of people have made some money and names for themselves by, like I said, just copying and pasting and making things up and plagiarizing and all of that. So even though I am presenting this and putting it out there, with no restrictions, of course, I would just advise that if someone wants to use this information, either contact me, just email me at morgannasson@yahoo.com, morgannasson@yahoo.com, and maybe get my blessing or credit the source, because I have not directly called out any of these pseudo journalists and their garbage quote unquote reporting. But if I see further of that sort of activity based on what I am presenting here for free, for no advantage, then I will probably call them out directly, those people, in the future. So just, it's easy to contact me, and maybe I'll go further. Maybe there'll be more. I'm satisfied with these presentations, but I don't know. I don't really have any plan otherwise. As I mentioned in both videos at the end, that before I would present these, I've actually had this YouTube channel set up for a few years, but never presented these videos. I was waiting. I was hoping maybe my mother would have an epiphany and we could have a nice relationship, but that hasn't happened. So as I said, before I would present these, I would email my mother and present a small message, and all that would be required would be a nice reply. Just anything, any kind words, and that would be enough. And you would never see these videos, and all the myths would still be out there as true, and no one would know all the other stuff that I could have presented, and I have kept silent about, that you will find in the video about what it's like to be your son. So on about 3 weeks ago, on March 12th, 2025, I wrote to their email from Nick, "Hello, we hope you are doing very well. We are doing fine." The we being me and my wife. "Mom, it would be great to have a nice conversation. Hope to hear from you, Nick." And that was it. And all I needed was just a cordial reply. And these videos would never have existed. I would have completely just taken down the YouTube channel, and that would be it. I expected to get some snarky, nasty response. That's really what I expected. I was surprised. I got no response. Zero. Okay. So, same difference. So, I am presenting these. The last couple things I want to say here, because this was just kind of a little bit of a prequel for the other two videos, so you have a little bit of an idea. I do want to say a couple of good things that I want to say about my mother here. I want to present very clearly is she's very brave. I really respect her bravery. I mean, to go out and run down and jump over fences and run out on baseball fields, I think that requires a lot of bravery. I don't think it's great. She's proud of being arrested, and I'm a very law-abiding, minded person, and I think it's a disruption to sports. Some people love it, and that's cool. And I've had to be her fan to justify the life that I had. But, I believe she's very brave. If you ever go to a stadium and you sit there and you look out at that field and imagine that, that's pretty impressive. Something else that I admire and respect her for is that even though she has been in the sex industry as her career, stripper, as she always insisted on being referred to when I was a child, exotic dancer, whatever, and posing naked and being in movies that were rated X at the time, which, that's debatable about that, but has never done drugs. Never done drugs. I can attest to the fact she's never done drugs. She's never smoked cigarettes and never been a drinker. And of course, there's nothing wrong with, many good people smoke cigarettes, and many good people have some drinks now and then. I don't smoke and I don't drink. I have, though, but not for many, many years, either one. But certainly that doesn't make a person of ill repute. But drug use certainly can. And also, she's never prostituted herself, even being, neck deep in the sex industry, has never prostituted herself at all. I can attest to that, I'm sure. So, those are admirable. However, those are really the only qualities about her that I find admirable. My experience and knowledge with her, she is not a person who I would want to be friends with, okay? Personally, I don't feel that from my knowledge and experience ever that she's worthy of my friendship, so I would not want to be a friend of hers. A couple of other things. I do not know how to do video editing at all, period. So just for ease and continuity and things like that, I've just taken 3 photos and used AI animation. These are photographs of me, and then put them to lip sync. So, of course, you might notice that these are photos that are AI animated, and that's why. And also, please check the um, playlist. I got a couple of songs on there, 2 songs, that I have carried with me for decades that really gave me comfort because I knew that any time that I wanted to, this dog could have his day. And those have been very, very helpful to me. And please just Google Morganna's Son, Morganna apostrophe SSON, and check the first link. And like I said, if you can email me at any rate. I will or won't reply depending on the uh, subject of the inquiry, but I promise you that I will read it, your email. And also, I want to mention you can treat these videos like a podcast. There's really nothing to see. Like I said, I just animated photographs of myself. So you can just listen and you're not missing anything. Everyone knows what Morganna looks like, even though she's had so much removed from Google. I have some of the things that have been removed still. And also you can see photos that you may not have seen before from me with my mother from the time I was a little baby all the way up until my marriage. So if you go to the Google site. So I just want to thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you will find these videos interesting and informative and enjoyable. And I would just say, fasten your seatbelts. Thank you. Bye.